For our meditation, I consulted an ancient Dravidian scripture called the Kamika Agama, and I had put together this Google Doc. If anyone wants it, you're welcome to reach out and I can send it to you. This Google Doc contains the essence of, I think it's the second or third chapter of the Kamika Agama that describes mantra creation. And so I've consulted this ancient scripture to create a mantra for us tonight. Every sound in the Sanskrit soundscape has a color, a presiding form of the divine, and an effect. You can see all of them here. Today I have chosen this row here. The sound E, the long E. It's said that the sound is naturally yellow, and it represents the Maya Shakti, the power of material existence, the form of the divine feminine as the whole universe herself. As such, it has the power called Strinam Vashikarana, which means it has the power to enchant the feminine. But don't worry if you think that means some kind of technique to capture the feminine or draw her in or some kind of unconsensual way. I'll tell you what that means. It's very beautiful. It has to do with inviting in healthy feminine relationships in our life, which I think we all could use. I'll tell you about the concept of Maya Shakti as I put this on screen. The mantra we'll be doing is Om Im Namo Mayashaktaye, which means Om followed by her bija, her seed, syllable, salutations to the power to create the universe as the divine feminine. I've added the Devanagari as well as the international alphabet of Sanskrit transliteration and some pointers like the O, the E, the A, the A, they're all long. The S with the accent is just an SH sound, and then the M with a dot under it is a nasalization. Repeat after me. Om Im Namo Mayashaktaye. Maybe word by word. Om Im Namo Maya Shaktaye. And I'll tell you about it while you practice. If you're watching this recording, you can jump right into the repetition. Here's to empower this chanting session for you. The concept of Maya Shakti is deeply rooted in Hindu philosophy and Shaktiism, where Maya represents the divine power of illusion, creation, and transformation. Maya Shakti is often viewed as the creative energy of the Supreme, responsible for manifesting the phenomenal world and veiling the ultimate reality, Brahman. In this context, she is not only the veil of illusion, but also the force that enables liberation through discernment and devotion. It has 4 main features of significance. The first is cosmic energy. Maya Shakti is the dynamic aspect of the divine, often identified with the goddess Mahamaya, also Durga, who orchestrates the universe through her will. As a dual role, she both binds and liberates. By creating the illusion of duality, she enables worldly experiences, At the same time, by her grace, she facilitates spiritual awakening. Empowerment. Chanting her mantra aligns the aspirant with her energy, fostering creativity, insight, and transcendence of worldly attachments. And the fourth is balance. Invoking Maya Shakti can harmonize inner conflicts and enable the practitioner to see beyond illusion, leading to inner peace and self-mastery. When chanting the mantra, Om Namo Mayashaktaye, it is a salutations to Maya Shakti, and the seed sound Im, associated with feminine creative energy, allows us to connect with various significant aspects of the universe. When we do it 108 times, in the Vedic tradition, this number symbolizes the universe's completeness, connecting the microcosm, the individual, with the macrocosm, the cosmic order. Vibration and intention. Repeating the mantra generates potent vibrations, invoking divine energy and aligning it with your intent. And the power that it has, this Strinam Vashikarana, it refers to creating harmony or attracting positive feminine energy, not in a manipulative sense, but rather as a means of fostering mutual respect, love, and understanding. When undertaken with pure intention, it enhances relationships, charm, and emotional balance. Here are some tips for chanting. 1. Have a purity of intent. Approach this mantra with a mindset of reverence and alignment with Dharma. Seek empowerment and harmony, avoiding selfish or manipulative desires. 2. Time and space. We can chant during auspicious moments, like at the end of the Sangha, but in your own time. You can do it in the early morning, at Brahma Muhurta, about 3 or 4 in the morning, or at any other serene time in a quiet and clean environment to maximize focus and energy absorption. And use a japa mala to help you. They come in many different forms. Here's a Rudraksha japa mala with 108 beads. Today I'm going to use this one made up of clear quartz, which often represents the clarity of the divine feminine in her Shakti. Also 108 beads. This is used to keep count. All you have to do is start after the Guru bead, which has a tassel or some other adornment on it, and then you finger your way all the way to the end. Even if your eyes are closed, eventually, once you get to the Guru bead, you'll feel it. There's no way the Guru bead can sneak past you with the adornment. The Guru tells you where to start and when to stop. I wanted to add a little bit extra information on the esoteric meaning of the power that bija has, the Im Trinam Vashikarana. While it can be translated as the power to enchant the feminine, in the spiritual context it reflects tuning with the feminine energy, cultivating respect and resonance with the nurturing, creative, and intuitive aspects of existence. And it's a way of achieving union with Shiva and Shakti, symbolizing the integration of masculine and feminine principles within oneself, achieving spiritual balance and wholeness. And it has the power to harmonize relationships, building mutual understanding and affection in personal relationships, not through control, but through positive energy and love. Ultimately, chanting this mantra should not be about external control, but internal transformation, enabling you to embody qualities that naturally attract harmony and love. Approaching it with devotion and ethical integrity ensures its practices align with the higher spiritual goals of liberation and universal well-being. That's everything I have to say about this, but dear Mirna, I noticed that you pointed out that the T in Mayashaktaye sounded like a D sound. It might, especially when it's sandwiched between two vowels. It's hard to turn off the voice for that dental ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta sound, but it is truly a T sound. Without further ado, we'll chant together 108 times, and I'll keep track for all of us on this Bhaktika Mala. I'll begin slow, and I will speed up as we naturally go on. Om Im Namo Mayashaktaye. 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 Mayashaktaye. Aum Im Namo 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 Mayashaktaye. Namo Maya Shaktaye. Om Im Salutations to the Divine Feminine. As the creatrix, as the creation, as the material energy. Salutations to you. May all those who hear this mantra benefit from its chanting. Thank you.